Hopefully they will all be able to last the pace.
Well, that's entirely right. But the other great thing about touring car race at the moment is that the top 7 cars on the grid this morning are only 0.7 of a second between first and 7th. So it's going to be really close.
Okay, and the weather, of course, as I've mentioned a little bit earlier, is going to play a major role. These cars' tyres are not going to be able to retain the heat that they need, so we're going to see some handling problems, I suspect. Let's take a look at the championship standings as they are at the moment. 3-time champion Geniel de Villiers on 61. He is 16 points ahead of Sean Watson-Smith for Opel, 11 points further down Duncan Foss, and Terry Moss for Engine Audi in 4th position on 27 points.
It's going to be difficult this race for sure. The grid's very close. We are qualified 5th and 2nd, so I think it's going to be a very tough race. The BM certainly seem to have gotten their act together. Opels are quick, and also the Audis have got a new engine, so I think we're going to have it. It's going to be very difficult for us to stay out there in front, but we'll definitely work hard at it. We're also carrying the 50 kilograms at the moment, so that's not making it easier. But I'm confident. Our cars are good. We've made some developments ourselves, and I think we should be in there. We're in there with a chance, and we're in there with a front runner. So it's going to be a hard race, but I think we'll become good at the end, hopefully.
Since the last race in PE, Audi replaced their aging Volkswagen engines with new 16-valve Audi power plants. Anthony, the first outing for the new engines today.
Yeah, it is. We've had quite good success considering it's a new engine. Third on the grid the first time out. I think it's quite good. We blew a motor on Thursday morning already. It's early days, I think, with the new engine. It hasn't even been run in Germany yet. I think it's going to be quite good. It's going to be interesting. There's still a lot of development involved with the new engine. Terry did extremely well with the old engine by putting it 4th on the grid and only 0.1 off my time. So I think, you know, it's still very early days. The engine feels good. It's got the potential of the latest development like the Opel, the Twin and BMW. So I think it's going to be very interesting. Not right now, but certainly in the future.
Bankfin, the right deal for you.
20 cars on the grid, the biggest field in South African touring car history, being led around the circuit on the parade lap by Sean van der Linde in pole position for the BMW team. Yes, indeed, 7 pro cars in action today that will be joining the racing at the back of the field. There they come through the second or the third last corner rather, as the cars slow down in the order in which they qualify. Sean van der Linde for BMW, Duncan Foss for Nissan, Anthony Taylor and Terry Moss for Audi. Geniel de Villiers, reigning champion, down in 5th position. Mark Peters in 6th, Dion Joubert for Opel in 7th, and Marco dos Santos in the BMW in 8th position. We are going to see 12 laps of this 4.2 kilometer long circuit, and the sun has just come out. Literally just as they went off for this parade lap, the sun has broken through the clouds. We were worried about rain a little bit earlier on, but that is not going to happen, not at least not in this race, as we wait for the lights to turn green. And at Phakisa, it is action, and it is Sean van der Linde who leads the field into turn 1. On the inside goes Duncan Foss, then Mark Peters, and now we're going to have racing as the yellow flag is lifted, and we are under green flag conditions. These cars going to lap the circuit at around 1 minute 45, 1 minute 46 seconds, still holding their position. They are checking it out. The temperature outside is still very low, therefore they are waiting for the tyres to warm up as the Audi of Anthony Taylor takes a look down the inside of Duncan Foss. They have brand new engines under the bonnets of those 2-engine Audis. Halfway around lap number 1, Anthony Taylor pushes, gives Duncan Foss a bit of a nudge there, just making know that he's right there. Sean van der Linde is pulling away from Duncan Foss. It seems like Duncan Foss is holding up, and Anthony Taylor takes another look down the inside. Not this time, he gets the door closed in his face as they go around the double right-hander and onto the long back straight. This is where they hit top gear, and you can hear those engines just working, revving up to 8,000 revs on. Over back, the pro cars are following through, will follow their progress also as the race progresses. Hard on the brakes, Anthony Taylor, and he goes through on the inside. Takes Duncan Foss in the hairpin, 2 corners from the end of this lap. Foss goes wide. pushed off there. And Foss tries to take that position back on the inside of the final corner. And Sean Hollander who leads by 1.2 seconds. Duncan Foss in third position behind Anthony Taylor. Terry Moss in fourth. Neil de Villiers still in fifth. Mark Peters in sixth. Dion Joubert seventh. Marco dos Santos in eighth. Watson Smith is in ninth. And Neil Stephen, the third privateer, is in 10th position.
It's nice to see the two Audis get past Duncan Foss. He almost seemed to be holding them up there. Sean van der Linde in the BMW got away a little bit. It'll be interesting to see whether the Audis can come back at him. There's Duncan Foss and teammate Gilles de Villiers in the 2BP Nissans. Right behind them, Englishman Mark Peters. The man to watch is Sean Watson-Smith. He broke a gearbox in qualifying or in practice this morning. We've got a new gearbox. There's de Villiers giving his teammate, I'm here, Duncan, I'm here. I'm just right behind you. And the two Audis, there's Terry Moss going on the inside of Anthony Taylor. He's going to... No, they just touch a little bit. Team orders. I don't know whether they'll be team orders, but you just caught a glimpse here of Sean Watson-Smith in the second of the Petronas Opals, having a go at Marco dos Santos in the second BMW.
The interesting thing about those two Audis we are watching now, Jonathan, is that Anthony Taylor qualified with the new engine yesterday, and Terry Moss put his car in fourth position with the previous engine. So he's got the new engine under the bonnet there now for Terry Moss, but further down the field there is this battle. Marco dos Santos is struggling once again.
Yes, he is. Watson-Smith has got past Marco dos Santos, who didn't have the best of qualifying. He was 8th position. Watson-Smith passed him already. So that's going to be the man to watch in that blue Petronas Opel Vectra. Hasn't had the best of season so far. Qualified, got a pole at Port Elizabeth for round 3. Trying to get back into it now. They're coming in to finish lap 2. It's Sean van der Linde, Anthony Taylor, Terry Moss, Duncan Foss. Oh, who's that gone off? That looks like George Besaidnout, who was the fastest of the Pro Cars this morning, or in qualifying. He was leading the Pro Cars. That's maybe just overdone it a little bit.
Well, he had Brian Duncan right behind him as they crossed the line the previous lap, and I suspect that something did happen between the two of them as we watched this terrific battle at the front of the field. And it's great really to see these top cars battling out at the front of the field. Sean van der Linde had 1.1 second lead at the end of the field.
Oh, Sean gets a bit out of shape there as he braked.
In fact, Jonathan, he's gone right off the circuit. That is drama in this race as Sean van der Linde, pole man and race leader, goes off the circuit. I agree, there must have been some kind of a problem. And Anthony Taylor takes the lead. We'll just wait to see where Sean van der Linde is. Still not. There he is. It's Sean van der Linde who rejoins the race. Well, he must have had some kind of a mechanical failure there. And Anthony Taylor, with the brand new engine Audi, has taken the lead in this race. What a dramatic turn of events.
And there's van der Linde in the space of a couple of seconds. He's gone from first to 8th.
Well, it will be tragedy if he cannot complete this race. It's tragedy already for him, having dropped out of the leading group. Anthony Taylor in the lead. Sean Watson-Smith is the only winner. Sean van der Linde, at least Sean Watson-Smith is the only winner at the side for the other winners so far this season. And Anthony Taylor seems like he is well on his way of breaking that record.
Well, it's great to see the two Audis ahead. They've had a miserable end of season last year. They haven't got it together for the first 4 races. Now they are in the lead. Anthony Taylor, there's Terry Moss in second position. Duncan Foss, Janil de Villiers. They're running neck and neck. Anybody could still take this race. We've had 3 laps so far, round 5 of the Bankfin Touring Car Series, and Anthony Taylor is loving this.
Sean van der Linde is in ninth position. He is 11.5 seconds down on the race leader. There he is, Anthony Taylor, and Taylor is opening up that gap to Terry Moss. And the reason why he is able to do that is because the guys behind him are all fighting amongst each other and slowing each other down.
Well, there's the first 2, 4, 6, 8 cars. We've got 2 Audis, 3 Nissans, 2 Opels, and then 2 BMWs. That's Marco dos Santos, the privateer champion of last year, who joined the BMW team at the beginning of this year.
There they are. This is the battle for the lead. Among the top 3 drivers, it's Brian Martin, Marco de Cunha, and Colin Hasty. He's the championship leader. Had a very unfortunate situation or qualifying session, and really couldn't post any time. And he qualified way down in the amongst the pro cars. In fact, he was down in the final position amongst the cars that did qualify yesterday. 3.5 seconds covers the first 7 cars. Marco dos down the field. He's in the pits. Somebody had a coming to the pits, yes.
One of the, I think Voss had a look on the inside of Terry Moss there, but these are the leaders.
As we go in car with championship leader Camille de Villiers, this is the battle for third position. Duncan Foss ahead of him. Oh, and Duncan Foss is slowing down dramatically. He has slowed down dramatically, and Camille de Villiers has moved fast, and so does the rest of the field. There are the two Opals of Joubert and Sean Watson-Smith. Did he miss a gear, or is there some... No, there's definitely some kind of a problem there with the car of Duncan Foss. He's going very slowly. The rest of the field moves fast, and this is absolutely amazing. We are only on the 5th lap of this race, and we've already had 2 retirements. 2 of the top runners, in fact, both of them have been race leaders. This is Sean Watson-Smith.
The 2 guys on the front row of the grid, they're both out. So there's the 2 Opals still battling it out. Sean Watson-Smith, as I said earlier, man battled in qualifying, broke a gearbox, and Mike Carroll and his team seem to have got it together. And the Nissan, is that Mark Peters going? Oh, there goes Dion Joubert. He's overcooked it slightly, doing a bit of farming, but he'll still be managed to regain the track. Just lost 1 position there. So it's the 2 Audis pulling away slightly. Anthony Taylor, Terry Moss. They're followed by Mark Peters now and Janelle de Villiers. So Mark having a good run. Here's Sean Watson-Smith having a look on the inside of de Villiers. Going to go through. They're doing about 180 as they hit the corner. Then they accelerate through the kink, get it up to about 170, and at the end of the short straight there, 185 kilometers an hour through there.
Let us not forget last year, Jonathan, the Opel team had 2 victories here, one for Sean Watson-Smith and one for Dion Joubert, the last time that they raced here, and they seem to be working their way up the field. We've had 2 retirements. I can tell you that Sean van der Linde is out of the car. His race is run, and it seems like Duncan Foss is also slowly making his way to the pits.
Well, we'll remember that race where Marco de Santos led here at Phakisa last year for 16 3/4 laps, and Sean Watson-Smith took him on the last corner with a bit of a spin and almost a little bit of boxing in the pits afterwards, which brought some great excitement for the crowd. But Sean Watson-Smith in that Opel, the Patronus Opel, obviously likes the Phakisa freeway. Back to the Pro Cars.
This is the battle for the lead in the Pro Car category. Brian Martin being hassled all the way by Marco de Santos. A lot of development work has gone into that BP Nissan dealer team car over the 8-week period so far. Colin Hasty is right there in the Spaniard car, but he seems to be just out of touch. The Cunha car is much better handling now, he tells me. He says they found some extra power in the engine, and they found a lot of extra handling in the suspension system during the break between the last race and this one. There's Colin Hasty. He's the championship leader. He will be grateful that George the Side Note is behind him. I don't have in fact see him. He is there, but he's 8 seconds down.
Anthony Taylor's got his lights flashing. I'm coming through, and for the faster cars, Sparrow moves over to the right-hand side, and the 2 Audis go through.
Well, I'll tell you what,
given Terry a bit of an advantage there? No, it hasn't. He's still behind Anthony Taylor.
That is probably one of the most difficult places to move over, because there's only one line through that corner. That corner closes in on you. I raced here last year in September, and I tell you what, it is absolutely frightening when those touring cars start coming past you, and they really fly past you.
Well, Watson-Smith was the man to watch at the beginning of the race, and he certainly is hassling Janelle de Villiers. Right behind him is, yeah, there goes Watson-Smith. Oh, has a look down the inside, decides against it. De Villiers probably driving the widest Primera on the track at the moment, but Sean's hassling him. Has a look down the inside, has a look down the outside again.
And a little bit further back is Dion Joubert. He's dropping off, but this is a fine battle between 2 teammates. Terry Moss on the outside, Anthony Taylor defending his line on the inside. This is the double right-hander leading onto the back straight, where they hit the highest speed on the lap.
They accelerate up to 200 kilometers an hour here. Oh gosh, there goes an engine. There goes Anthony Taylor's engine. A huge blow up there.
Can you believe it? I suspect that they expected something like this to happen sometime, but this engine has run troublefully so far. Anthony Taylor did lose one engine during testing, but this is a tragedy. It seems like the jinx on the car in the lead in this race.
Well, it seems to me that the leader, we saw Sean van der Linde go out, and we've seen now Anthony Taylor go out, and Duncan Foss. So the top 3 men in qualifying
coming in there, Jonathan.
That's right. This is Terry Moss, the new leader in round 5 of the Bankfin Touring Car Series. He's completed 8 laps.
Well, Terry Moss hasn't won a race in donks. I don't think he can even remember when last he won a race. And I promise you that he's sitting there on tenterhooks. He's hoping that his motor holds. He's the newest of the 2 new engines, of course. He's only had that fitted last night. And now Mark Peters, easy closing in. Here comes Watson Smith. Watson Smith down the inside of the other Villiers, but not this time. As one of the Polos, that's another of the Polo of the Pro Car category cars, moves over.
There's Watson Smith going down the inside again. That's a lovely manoeuvre. Is he going to get past Janelle? He's got the advantage. Yes, he's through. Sean Watson Smith.
Nice move.
Goes from last in Group A of the touring cars to 3rd position now. Lovely manoeuvre by Sean Watson Smith, the driver from Port Elizabeth.
That was a great move. It was a classic outbraking manoeuvre. He waited until the absolute last before he hit the brakes. I think Vanille de Villiers didn't actually believe that he would try there. That is one of the few passing points on the circuit, and that is the place to do it. If you want to do it, that's the place to do it. Acuna is leading the Pro Car category. Can you believe that? Acuna is leading the Pro Car category, a young karting driver.
Also tries his luck in Formula GTI as well, and he'll be delighted with that. Brian Martin's not going to let him get away, though.
He has gone across the line once in the lead, although he was not given that win that was in Port Elizabeth last year. There was some robust driving involved there. Brian Martin is an old hand. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to give up on this one.
Oh, across the grass. An amazing manoeuvre there from Brian Martin, but still manages to keep in 2nd position in the Pro Car category. And Colin Hastings just sitting back and watching those 2 fight it out, waiting for maybe some pickings if they should go on. But here is Terry Moss on his final lap.
And he's only got about half a lap to go. He is hoping and praying that that engine lasts. It can happen so easily that the same problem in the 2 cars in the same team strikes both the drivers. But Terry Moss seems to be going slow. I tell you what, at the speed that he's going now, Johnson, he'll probably be able to free across the line, although I bet if something happens, he's not going to win that race.
Well, Sean Watson Smith in 3rd position has put the fastest lap of the race. He did a 1:44.9 as Janelle de Villiers goes past George Besaidnote there. So we're looking at the Pro Cars. Once again, there's Martin, Acuna, and Colin Hasty crossing the line.
And here comes Terry Moss. And Terry Moss is going to take his victory, his very first victory in a very long time. Terry Moss for engine Audi crosses the line ahead of Mark Peters. 1 second between the 2 of them. Sean Watson Smith comes through in 3rd place. Vanille de Villiers is 4 seconds down on Watson Smith. He must have had a problem. And I tell you what, Terry Moss is one happy man.
Delighted. He's absolutely delighted. It's a long time since we've seen Terry on the #1 position on the podium. He's had a lot of podium positions, either a 2nd or 3rd, but he is now delighted.
Martin Acuna just ahead of Colin Hasty. George Besaidnote has fallen out of the bus. He's 12 seconds down on Colin Hasty as they go around the flat out right-handed to complete this race.
They've got a 1/4 of a lap to go. Is Acuna going to make a final last challenge as they come? No, that was good driving there from Martin. He went to the middle, so Acuna was either going to have to go one way or the other, and he's gone off.
Oh,
I don't believe it.
I think he was watching his rear view mirror. So Martin Acuna is into the lead, and Martin Acuna grows through the final corner with Colin Hasty on his back. And Martin Acuna is going to take his very first Pro Car victory, and well deserved as well.
Terry, 3.5 years since your last win. You must be delighted.
Yes, it was in the day of the Super Touring Quattros, and since then we've, with the front wheel drive, I've battled, and I've got a new seating position now, a new engine, new hope, motivated, and winning this one today was great. This is the beginning of a new motorsport life for me.
You had a hell of a dice with your teammate Anthony Taylor in the first few laps. Tell us about that.
I think I was just giving him some experience to see what other cars might do to me. My car is handling very well. The setup was, I went on a soft setup. It was fantastic. And I thought, well, why make it boring out there? Let's give it a race. Let's give the crowd a shot, huh?
Bankfin, the right deal for you.